So we're out here in the land of the morning light to get started with our crate trading here in the game today. We're going to have to go down what trading is and all the major changes to it and everything for all of the new players that are now coming into the game and or those returning that, want to dabble into the life skilling. So without further ado, trading is basically when we take trade crates or items that we used to be able to find around the world or the fish, just random items that are listed as a trade item, and we turn it into an NPC for increased amount of money. There is no mastery when it comes to trading. The trade level only determines your bargaining profit when you're doing your crate trading. Active trading is no longer in game, meaning you can only do the crate trading until further notice. If you guys are watching this after the fact, well, there was no active. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, how they're going to update and everything. So guys, please do not ask me how it's going to be if you guys are watching after the fact. Like, let me know if it's a good update to trading or not. I'm still on the speculation fence here, but that's trading. So now that we've gotten through what trading is, let's go down how to get these objects to start our trading. Now, the first way that we can get it is obviously going to be trading in the fish. When you do your AFK fishing or your active fishing, hotspot fishing, doesn't matter what your fishing is, but you can turn those fish into the trade manager to go ahead and get some trade experience from that. Only the trade manager will give you the experience and count towards trading. Other way is to use your worker empire to make crates. These crates can be lumber, mushroom, crops, fish, even hunting trophies. You will need a workshop in order to start making your crates. For example, let's go over here to Valencia, because I know if you guys are getting started with your crate trading, the best and only place that you should be going for is setting up all of your workshops here in Valencia. As you can see, we got a couple workshops going here, but I have a mineral workshop pumping out my mineral crates here. I have another mineral workshop here, another palm timber crate, so a lumber workshop here, wood workshop, mineral workshop, another mineral workshop, and lastly, my handicraft for my hunting trophies. But you will need workshops around the world to go ahead and start making up your crates to crate in and start trading in. For the max distance, it will be from Valencia all the way out to the land of the morning light where we are now over here. And the second longest distance will be over here in Grana. So Grana to land of the morning light. You will have to have all of the towns connected by the nodes if you guys are trying to trade from area to area. So take Grana, for example. My Grana isn't connected, so I will be paying a lot more in the transport cost for one to transport the goods out using any wagons from the storage. I will be losing at least 75% of the value of whatever object is because the nodes are not connected. So if you take a look at, again, Valencia, I do have Valencia connected, and this is not going to be a guide on trying to show you guys the best nodes to go for or any of that. I'm just showing you guys an example of how I have my worker empire, how I do my crate trading, and it's something that you guys should go ahead and try to do with yourself. Try to go ahead and get your workshops however you want, wherever you want, blah, blah, blah. But for the most part, Valencia to land of the morning light or Grounded to the land of the morning light is going to be your furthest distance and your most money that you can make back. As for the workshops and everything, you can get workshops anywhere around the world. For me personally, I choose to have several different workshops going at once. I have 19 workshops all around the world. It's not just contained to just Valencia. You will require a lot of the worker lodging and the contribution for the worker lodging and or connecting the nodes, not to mention the storage. The more storage slots that you have, the more items that you can stock up and potentially start to trade off. Is there a website we can use to find out which nodes we can use? This website will give you the information that you need to go ahead and start plugging in everything. A link will be down in the description below to along with the trade crate calculator to help you guys determine which trade crates are worth your time and all. But that should help you. That should help you out. Manually gathering your materials. Workers can go out and gather the materials for the workshops. Whichever type of empire you're going for, whichever your main focus is whichever you should mainly start to focus your workers on. Like, say, if you want to mainly do the ore workshop, for example, start getting all of the nodes together for the ore. Your main example would be, say, going for the tin in Kurudo Cave. It's a great place to get the tin and the rough red crystal to start doing, say, like your brass, or you could even do the tin crates or the red crystal amulets. If you guys are doing the wood workshop mainly, go for all of the wood workshop or all of the wood nodes, and then start to get all of the wood workshops and expand your empire out from there. If you guys are going for, say, the fish, for example, go for all of your fish factories and your nodes and things to help out with that. Start working on getting your workers skilled to the whatever role that you want them to be doing, whatever the case is. For example, I have most of my workshop workers having skills like Thrifty on, or the actual packaging, like the advanced ore packaging skill. Having workers like that will go ahead and ensure you can get more of your crates done in a timely manner, getting more of the materials back in compensation for being able to do +3 crates. So take a look at your workshops, your workers, see how you can best meld them together with one another. Okay, so depending on what you're trying to do for the trade empire, yes, your type of worker, the skill, all of that will matter. For example, your workshops should be ran by a goblin. The goblins are the fastest. You don't have to worry about the amount of materials that are like the giants can carry, or say the luck from the humans. You're more focused on getting that product made and being able to start the next cycle. Humans are your slower, more luckier type of race, so throwing them on a farming node or an excavation node is more of a better way to get the sacks, like the worker sacks. The giants are better for getting the increased amount of materials from, say, your lumbering or your mining, but your goblins, I specifically stick to only having them on the workshops when I can. They do matter, and when it comes to workshops, mainly stick to the goblins. All right, stick to the goblins. They will be able to crate up your things a lot better. Now, to help out with your workers, because your workers will not be able to keep up with all of the material demand, I advise you guys to go out and do your manual gathering. And or buying it off the central market. You have that option too, but I suggest going that route to be able to get all of the materials. As you can see here, I go through a lot of the crates, so I use up a lot of the materials. A lot of times I end up going through more materials than what I have, so manually gathering is a good way. So let's talk about the gear and things to help out with leveling up your trading, because we don't have many options when it comes to trading. I think we have 2. The trader clothes that we can get from the luxury vendor, any major town, it will give you the usual plus 10% trading experience, but I suggest going for your silver embroidered. Your silver embroidered is, like I will always tell you, the best for leveling, and in trading case there is no other gear that we can use other than the silver embroidered or the normal trader clothes. So getting up to a +3 will give you the plus 20% trading experience and plus 250 weight on your max weight limit. At +4, it'll give you plus 300 on your weight limit and plus 25% on your trading experience. Your loggy accessories, getting them to try or buying them at try is going to be the first accessories that you will be getting. Then you can start to either try to enhance them up to pen or just go for your Tri Menace. Your Tri Menace is going to be the sweet spot for it, or if you guys have only gotten the Flamoros from either the season pass and the 300 byproducts from, I think it's Dala Sheehan, those are a good stand-in. Your best in slot accessories will be your Tet until you can either start waiting around for a pre-order or have the balls to go and try to enhance it up to pen. But your Tet best in slot, it'll get you back the most experience until being a fucking trillionaire. Next, we have our Lightstone combinations. Now, unfortunately, I don't think I can really cover this because they did remove the trading artifacts from the game. Maybe if active trading comes out, they might enable them again. If you guys are watching this after the fact, let me know if they did in fact bring in the trading artifacts again. If you guys were able to snag the trading artifacts from the second iteration of trading, the Imperial trading, or the third iteration when they finally brought the Imperial artifacts over to active trading, that was the only way to get your trading artifacts. But getting both of them, each one will increase your trading experience plus 5% for a grand total of plus 10. And let's go down the Lightstone combinations that we do have available to us if you guys were able to get any of the trading artifacts. Okay, so starting out here at the bottom is Trader. Trader will give you plus 5 trading experience, but will require 3 of the Floor Lightstone wagons. Going down, we have Quick-Witted. Quick-Witted will give you plus 8% trading experience, but will require the 4 Floor Lightstone wagons. Then we have the one that I'm using, which is called Cycle. Cycle will give you plus 16% trading experience. The Cycle will give you plus 16% trading experience, but will require the 3 Floor Lightstone wagons and the 1 Iridescent Lightstone. This is the best trading Lightstone combination that we have. There is no other ones. We don't have a Mastery, and we don't have any of the coolly named ones or anything else like that. Not even a Choice and Focus, unfortunately. So we'll have to take what we got and take what we can get, but we only have the 3 Lightstone combinations and the 2 artifacts that we can get. Moving on, we have our costume. Now, there's only one costume we are able to get. The trader clothes from the luxury vendor can be combined with the equipment tailoring coupon to make into the trader clothes. There's 3 different tiers of the professional clothes, so I advise to wait until you get into professional 5 trading to be able to wear the professional trader clothes to use the equipment tailoring coupon to exchange it into a costume. I believe it also counts as Lightstone experience bonus, so Cycle is technically 25. Yeah, so if you guys are taking a look at the full entire combination and the artifact bonus, should give you 34% on your trading. That's not bad. Like, either way, that's more than what most people have on their trading experience bonuses anyway. But continuing on, like I said, luxury vendors will have 3 different tiers of the trader clothes that you can get, with the professional being the highest tier. At professional, it will give you plus 1 luck and the plus 10 trading experience. So I advise getting that and using up all of that experience. Trader clothes or I think the equipment tailoring coupon, a free one, is given out for the Family Fame Life Quest if that is still in the game. I'm not exactly sure, but you were able to do the trading quests. That might have been removed out of the game with the removal of active trading, so that option might not be available to you guys anymore. Next, we have our Alchemy Stones. So our Alchemy Stones are a little different with not needing the mastery like with the Khan's Heart. The Trance tier is going to be the best stone, and personally the only stone that you should be using for your trading, because none of the bonuses for any of the Alchemy Stones really matters what you're trading. When it comes to trading, you'll be throwing all of the trade crates either on your wagon or whatever amount that you have with you. It doesn't really apply to the weight limit that you have. Your cooking time, processing success rate, your gathering, fishing, gathering item drop rate, none of that even matters. Your mastery, like with the Stella, doesn't matter. Or with the cons, doesn't matter. So your best stone will be the Trance tier. That can easily be obtained by completing the Fulgur quest line. The Alchemy Stones can be repaired by hitting the Alchemy Recharge here, selecting whichever stone that you need. It will ask you for either oil, blood, reagents, and or the easiest material to come by, the Mystical Spirit Powder. Mystical Spirit Powder can be obtained from grinding down any of the green or more blue grade spirit stones that you can get out there grinding in, say, Navarne Steppe, Polyphar, Fatus, for example, anywhere out in those mob grinding areas like Kama Sylvia. Those can be grinded down and made into the spirit powder, or you can use the Layla petals to exchange into the mystical spirit powder. They can be obtained from the alchemy rare drops, and sometimes during events you can get them for logging in, partaking in the event. Sometimes currency can be used to exchange for the mystical spirit powder. Just go through your managed currency UI to see if there's any turn-ins that you can do for them. That's how you can go and repair your treants tier. Next we have obviously the Caphras Journal of Nature, which can be obtained by completing the Caphras Journal in the adventure log. I do have a guide on that if you guys want to go check that out, all that good stuff. For the pets, we don't have much of an option. We do only have, say, our life experience plus 1% per tier pet, which will be any of the pets that we can get from the central market and or any generic life pet. If you get lucky enough, you can get the trading experience plus 5 skill on the pet, but if you don't worry about it. It's all RNG. You'll have to smash another pet together, the identical pet and or one of the wizard Goffreys, to try to tier it up to try to reroll the skills. You can still get at least plus 21% life experience with having all tier 4 and your leader pet there. For the crystal preset, go for your experience preset, go for the plus 80%. It will help you guys level up to Guru. Now, with trading, there's only a couple buffs that we can really go for that we can capitalize on. Starting out with obviously the value pack. The value pack will give us not only more inventory slots if you guys are trying to carry the stuff on your back, storage for storing up more of those trade crates in any of the storages, and it'll also give you a plus 30% on your life skill and or mount. So if you guys are on the back of your horse like we will about to be, you can level up your horse and you're trading at the same time. Next will be, let's see. I'm just making sure we don't miss anything on the value pack in terms of our trading, and I guess max weight if you guys are trying to throw it on your back like that. But I guess the Secret Book of the Old Moon for the plus 50% life skill and the ability to use our Nefart Tent's Villa Scroll option. Obviously, value pack and all these buffs can be bought off the Pearl Shop and or the Central Market if you guys want. Your loyalty can also be used to if you guys want to do that. After we get past our normal $40 subscription pay-to-win option, we have the Seafood Kron's Meal. The Seafood Kron's Meal for this will give us our plus 10 life experience. The Seafood Kron's Meal can be either made by cooking or can be bought off the Central Market. These are also handed out during some events too. The Secret Book of Flooring can be obtained from doing any of Dalashian or Liana's weekly and buying the resources from Dalashian or Ludowig. They both have the option. Those items are the Flormorose Petal, which we can get from completing the weekly. Then the items are the Ludowig's Catalyst or Liana's Catalyst, or both, but each will require either the Flormorose Petal and a Catalyst, or the Flormorose Petal, Catalyst, and the item collection increase scroll, say for the Ludowig's Catalyst here. But combining them will make our Book of Florin. The Giovan Grolan Scroll can only be obtained from graduating on the season server and or is given out during certain events. The Secret Book of Florin and the Giovan Grolan Scroll cannot be bought on the Central Market. Your next option is the Vidir Draft. Vidir Drafts will give you plus 20% life experience, plus 3 movement speed, and if you guys are still suffering with the weight limit, it will give you plus 200 on your weight limit. The Magical Vidir Draft can be made mixing the magical elixir that you can get from the Black Spirit Adventure and or some events with the Vidir Draft to extend the time from 15 minutes all the way up to an hour. The next is Perfume of Swiftness. This will add plus 20% to life experience and 200 on your weight limit if you guys are having trouble with it. Oh, and not to mention the plus 5 on your movement speed. The Vidir Draft and the Perfume of Swiftness can both be made by using alchemy. They're both giving out during events. You can get them from the Black Spirit Adventure along with the Secret Book of Florin too, or they can be bought off the Central Market. Next is going to be the Lore's Warm Black Tea, which will give us mount experience. If you guys are out there doing the horses, it'll give you plus 50% mount experience, plus 30% life experience, which is great. And if you guys, again, are still struggling with that weight limit, 100 on your weight, which I don't see why you guys would be, but if you guys are, that will help you out. The next things are mainly if you guys are going by like your mounts. If you guys are using a donkey on your shy, I suggest popping your extra mount experience scrolls, which will increase it by however many hours the title is, but this one will give plus 20% mount experience for 10 hours. They give them out for 1 hour during events, the 10 hours during events. They give out the non-event versions also too, can be obtained from the currency managed UI sometimes during events, but they can also give the mount experience plus 20%. And lastly, we have the GM's Blessing 1, 2, and 3, which will give plus 10% life experience. If you guys have the Nefart tent that can be bought from the Pearl Shop, you have the ability, once you have paid for the Book of the Old Moon, you have the ability to unlock the Villa Scroll. This option is an easier way of getting your Villa buff without having to run out to, say, if you're going for the Turning Gates right outside of Altanova, you can click the option here. It'll give you plus 10% life experience. And if you guys don't have the tent, like I said, if you go outside of Altanova here and run directly over here, you can go to Karasha's Villa to get the Turning Gates over there too. It should be an NPC outside of the villa. So the Mercenary Scroll of Life is another item that we can get from just logging in every day. It will give us plus 50% life experience, and if you combine 3 of them, it will extend it from 50% to the 150% for the same amount of time. Those can't be bought off the central market, and like I said, can only be obtained from logging in every day. Other event items can be used, like say the Ellie's Magical Elixir here for more life experience or whatever it will add on depending on the event item. So if you guys have them, wait around to use them and then go ahead and pop them. Let's talk about the trade crates. Your workers are the ones that will be making up your crates. When it comes to crate trading, there are 2 types of crates that you can be going for. Your trash crate, which will give you the most experience back with being able to craft up a lot more of the trash crates than say the value crates, and then the value crates. The value crates are going to be the ones that will make you a lot of money for less amount of crates needed, but will take a little bit longer. As an example, our Palm Timber crate, if you look, the price says 5.4k for the silver. That's a trash crate. The trash crate, I can make thousands of these easier than, say, doing the steel ingot or, say, the Thorn Timber crate, for example. These are value. They're more valuable to trade in, and the worker will take a little bit longer to make them up. So best way to go and tackle your trade empire is what I like to do. I like to separate half and half. Half of my workshops will be trash related, half mine will be value. So I can level up my trading and still earn some type of money back. This will also help get rid of a lot of the excess materials, give my workers the ability to level up and re-roll their skills for more valuable trade crates. Try to make money back on any of those lower valued materials, like say the paprika. You know, the paprika, normally they only sell for usually 200 to 300 silver from the NPC, or I think it's even worse on the central market. But either way, turning the paprika into a little minor trash crate here will give me more value for the paprika than, say, listing them on the central market or just having them rot away in my storage. So it's a great way to get rid of all of that little bullshit basic materials that you guys aren't using, and or using all of those materials that you don't want to sell to still get some money back, and sometimes more money back with the trade level and the bargaining than, say, you would be selling on the central market. So going for which trash crates, we'll go by some of the better trash crates that you guys should be focusing on. Okay, so for example of some of the good trash crates that I personally would go for because of how easily made they are would be obviously going for, say, paprika. Paprika you can buy from the NPC. You can have your workers gathering them up. Corn, potato, those are good because your workers can gather them up and you can just have another worker starting to crate them up. Another option would be your cedar, ash, birch, any of your tier 1 crates. Your tier 1 crates are the ones that only require you to put in the logs. You don't have to actually put in the plywood. It's just log it up and you're good. That's your tier 1. Or in the ore cases, for ore, our good trash crates would be, say, like on the higher end would be your coal, your processed coal, or you have your normal copper crates that you can do, your copper ore crate. A lot of your mushroom crates are trash crates, like your ghost mushroom. Yeah, lead is also a great little case to make because not really much goes by lead, and you can basically have 53k lead here that I'm just pumping in from out there in Glish. So Glish is a really good one to do. Another one, like I said, would be the mushrooms. If you guys are out there with any type of mushroom factories, mushrooms are a pretty good way to earn trash crates. I have this, and I want to say fortune teller mushrooms should be one of the better trash crates to go for. Those can be manually gathered. I'm pretty sure they can be bought from an NPC and or bought from the central market. So they're readily available. They're not that difficult to get, and you can manually gather them too. Another example of trash crates would be our fish. A lot of our fish are deemed trash, like our flying fish over here. I don't really know what to... I guess these are mid-grade. The John Dory's, MOBA, and Signidods are more of the mid-grade, with Nibbler being the highest. The dried big eye, taper toe, anchovies, just random crates like that for the fish that are trash. Then obviously you have any of the live fish that you can catch out there doing your AFK fishing or active fishing. That's another way to earn your trade experience, and they're pretty trash. They're all pretty trash if you're going for the green, the blue, some of the yellows, especially if you're not fishing out there in Megoria, they can be pretty trashy. Examples of value crates will be any and all of your crystal amulets. Doesn't matter the color, all of them can sell and will sell pretty nicely. The Balanos, Serendia, and the Calpheon timber crates are a great moneymaker for wood. Or we have steel. Steel is going to be your number one trusted best friend. You will never go anywhere without fucking steel crate. Always go for steel. Your next up is going to be, say, like bronze, brass. You have your it's a jade snowfield and the obsidian. I don't suggest going for the jewelry crates. I don't suggest farming products. That's a different one. So for farming, blue grade, special perilla, radish, blue grade sunflower. Blue grade sunflower is going to be your best valued crop crate that you can make. So for the handicrafts, it doesn't matter which one you go for because the green grade is pretty valuable, the blue grade is pretty valuable, and the yellow grade is pretty valuable. But the common practice is to convert all of your yellow grade materials like the Supreme whole leather here, convert all of that down into the blue grade. Then convert the blue grade down into the green grade and only sell the green grade. So if you're dealing with the handicraft, it's the best practice, or so they say. I don't really know and or care. I personally make whatever one I have the materials for, but the best practice is to go ahead and only make the green, only deal with that. Jumping off of the value crates and the material, like the trash crates, we have our specialties. Specialties are a long forgotten thing in the game. Basically a trade item that can be made if you have the highest valued house in the town, in that node. So if you put in a lot of money into your pearl shop to buy a lot of the furniture and get rank 1 in that town, you can now have access to the specialty workshop, which works just like any little workshop. You'll have to have a worker on it, you'll have to have it invested in, and it won't let you invest it unless you have a monopoly on the node. You have to have that first rank spot. That's what That's what that is. So if you guys are not getting it, don't be alarmed. When it came to the trade crate empire and all of that, if you did not swipe your card when the game first came out, these are unattainable. These will never be touched by any of the players that have not swiped their credit card when the game first came out, okay? So take the specialties, erase it out of your mind. Unless you're a huge whale and have been whaling since 2016, those don't exist. And that goes for every and any little node in the game. If it has a specialty, count it as a loss, count it as something that is very, very unobtainable. Even if it's available, it's still not something you can do unless you have that house there with that monopoly. After you guys have gotten your trade crate empire started, you guys are getting the workers and everything situated. Now let's talk about how to transport your trade crates. Now there's a couple ways that you can do this. You can either, if you are only going to the mainland, like any nodes from, say, like Valencia to Grana, you can overstock your horse. If you overstock your horse, you cannot do this if you have the Celestial Horse Calling Horn. You can only do this if you have the Horse Trainer Flute or no flute at all. So if you have a Celestial, you're shit out of luck. There's nothing you can do. Jump on a different tune that does not have that flute. If you're going from, say, node to node on the mainland, you would overstock a horse, put like, say, 20k of just one stack on your horse, and you can sprint off, call it, and you can just run. And it'll follow you, and it'll continue following you. Or you can get a little distance and call it, and it'll come to you. But you cannot do this if you have the Celestial Horse Calling Horn. Another way is to, say, throw your horse on the back of the ship and take your stack from the mainland to the Land of the Morning Light like that. The third way, and the longest way to do it, is obviously going to be using the Storage Keeper and having them send out the materials like that. You can do this by hitting the transport option. Over here, it unlocks the status, which you can see, current village. If you guys do not see any of the wagons available, it is because they are already gone, and to check where they are, you can hit the overall status. As you can see, it tells you where they're from and where they're going, how long it'll take, and their status. So if you don't know where the wagons are, it'll say this for all of the normal wagons and all of your trade wagons. Now to send them off, it's as simple as hitting the send button, and it'll tell you destination. You can choose one. Transport. This is where you have your different options. You have up to 5 normal wagons, which will trade any of the materials, which we are no longer in the need of because of the fact that we have the shared storage and we can easily send everything through the storage like that. Your last option will be the trade wagon. Your trade wagon option has the ability to let you do at least, oh man, I think it's like 20k weight limit, which is a stack of either 10 or 1050 value crates or up to at least 2100 trash crates. Obviously, after your weight limit, you do have the amount of slots that we can do, which if you guys are sending out the max amount on your trade transport wagon, it will only be like 1 to 3 stacks that you'll be able to do, or 1 or 3 slots you'll be able to do. Depending on where you guys decide to transport your wagons from, depends on the time limit. If you guys are doing over there in, say, Valencia, I do know it will take you guys 6 hours to go ahead and transport. Feria is 4 hours, I want to say. So the closer you are, the quickest that it will take to transport, but the further, it will take longer with up to at least 6 hours. So keep that in mind if you guys are trading. I like to go ahead and do my 3-hour trading first, and then if I'm going to be sleeping, then I will go ahead and transport out my 6-hour transport and go from there. There is probably going to be a trade ship introduced into Black Desert. They mentioned it during the Calpheon Ball, and we got a little hint of it over here. If you look at the rock salt ingot, there's a trader ship that can be made. Now, the stipulation with that is, looking over there on BDOcodex.com, the plan for this is a guild chip. I'm not sure if that's going to be added in as a guild thing, but in Video Codex, if you look it up, it is a guild schematic, I guess. Like, I don't know if it's going to be a guild boat or whatever, if they're going to change it around or not. It's not in game yet. We don't have really much else to go by. As much as we tried to look it up the other day, we could not find anything on it. So if you guys are watching this after the fact and the boat has been introduced, you know, we've seen it here, okay? We do know the rock salt ingot will be needed. And watch, they're gonna go ahead and watch my video and be like, okay, we gotta prove them wrong. For trading, I would suggest always throw on your crop because it will increase your training experience that you're getting back for however long you are on your mount. It'll increase your mount speed, your auto pathing, all of that stuff. It'll help out your wagon, but genuinely, because there's no items that will help out with trading, just throw on your mount crop and help out your mount. Be nice to them. Before you guys actually start trading your crates, as you may have noticed, your crates will be weighed depending on the value of the crate. Like if it's a very, very valuable crate, they could usually weigh up to 30 pounds here. You got 30 pounds for the brass. Then your amulets are 20 because they're mid-grade. You got your tiger flower, which is 15 pounds, which is a trash crate. You know, well, I guess it goes by the materials, but they can be weighed a lot. So the general rule of thumb is to go ahead and overstock your mount that you have to avoid having to do it in smaller batches on your own back. Mounts do have an overall weight limit that they can have, but it's extremely, extremely high. So you can get away with overstocking your poor horse by, say, 75% its own fucking weight value. For example, let's take this. I have 75.1 thousand weight onto my horse where it can only support 136. So stock it up and go like that. Break his back, then off to the glue factory. Yeah, genuinely speaking, if you guys are on a donkey or something, break its back, then sell it after. Before you guys even decide to trade in anything, when it comes to the traders on the mainland, your Amity affects how many chances that you can try to do the bargain game with. Now, if you are on the Land of the Morning Light, Amity does not affect the amount of times that you could do the bargain game, but if you're wearing the costume, it will increase your chances. Casual clothes tailored for a professional trader. Wearing this will grant you 3 more chances to bargain in the bargain game. But Amity on the mainland will increase it up to, I think it's a total of 10 or 12 chances that you can do the bargain game. Over here on the Land of the Morning Light, I think the chances are a total of 6 times over here on the Land of the Morning Light. Now, bargaining, when you go to do it, it will take energy. But as you can see, you have the choice between careful and boldly. This will affect the overall value. If you're taking a look over here, you have your trade crate. It will tell you what it is, the value, the current value of the trade crate, the percent it's down by, the current value percentage. So if you guys are trying to trade in fish, the value will go down and you can see it there. The profit that I'll be making, so for every one of these crates, I will be making 80.4K right now before anything is applied. The only thing that's applied is the distance. You can see the distance here, the origin, and how much distance is applied. So 99%. You can hit the sell button to just sell it off right without having to do any type of bargaining. You can hit the bargain option here, which will take 5 energy to begin the game. Now, the game is a little confusing. The game, there is no real way to tell you how to really fucking play the game, but your objective is to get your scale balanced out. Direct dead center. Boldly will send it down faster or send it down more or higher more. Careful will be a slight little nudge, as you can see, but you want to try to get it down and balanced out. See, you can balance it dead center. If you fail it, you will have to spend 5 more energy to go ahead and sell it, or to be able to try your luck at the game again until you finally do succeed. But now that we have the bargain success, you can see it will increase our overall value up higher. Now from 80K, it is now 112.6K. Then we can just easily sit here and sell all and hit that option. And there, money goes into our bag. This will get us some level, but when it comes to value, the value has lesser experience than the actual trash crate. So if you're getting more money back, you're not getting as much experience. With all of that out of the way, everyone, is great having all of my channel members in here, and to all of my Twitch subbies that showed up and, you know, decided to troll me. It was great having you guys in here too. You guys are always fun. But now I have to go keep gathering out there and enjoy your update day, guys. I hope there was something that came out for you, and or keep looking for that evasion update that's coming out. Yeah,